My boss said, pretend to be my husband for 1 year. Single dad said, so, we're sharing a bed. When my boss asked me to stay late that Friday evening, I assumed it was about quarterly reports or another last-minute client crisis. That's how my life usually worked: long hours, lukewarm coffee, and the constant hum of responsibility that came with being a single dad. What I didn't expect was for her to lock the office door, turn around, and say the words that would flip my entire world upside down. "Ethan," she said quietly, folding her arms like she was bracing herself. "I need you to pretend to be my husband for 1 year." I blinked. Once. Twice. The office suddenly felt too small. "I'm sorry," I said slowly. "Did you just say, husband?" Claire Montgomery, my boss, the CEO of Montgomery Developments, and one of the most powerful women in the city, nodded. Her face was calm, but her fingers trembled slightly at her side. "Yes," I laughed, a short, disbelieving sound. "You're joking." "I'm not." Silence stretched between us. I rubbed my face, exhaustion crashing into confusion. "Okay, hypothetically, why me?" "Because I trust you," she said immediately. "Because the board already respects you. Because you're not reckless, you're not greedy, and you won't fall in love with me for the wrong reasons." That last part stung more than it should have. "And why do you even need a fake husband?" I asked. Claire walked to the window, staring down at the glittering city below. "My inheritance clause, my grandfather's trust. If I'm not married by my 35th birthday, control of the company shifts to my uncle." I knew her uncle. Everyone did. A shark in a tailored suit. "In your birthday?" I asked. She turned around. "In 3 weeks." I exhaled sharply. "So you want me to fake marry you in 3 weeks? For a year?" "Yes." I stared at her, thinking about my 8-year-old daughter, Lily. About our small apartment. About how carefully I'd built our quiet, predictable life. "There are rules," Claire added quickly. "Strict ones. This is a contract. Public appearances, dinners, events, nothing more." I hesitated, then asked the question that had slipped out before my brain could stop it. "So, we're sharing a bed?" Her cheeks flushed instantly. "No," she said, then paused. "Well, only when necessary." Define necessary. Family gatherings, trips, situations where people might notice. I let out a humorless laugh. "Right, because nothing says professional arrangement like pretending to be married in bed." She met my gaze, eyes steady. "I'll compensate you generously, enough to secure Lily's future. College, anything she needs." That did it. Single parents have a weak spot. Mine had a name and loved pancakes shaped like dinosaurs. "Let me think," I said. She nodded. "Take the weekend. By Sunday night, I was staring at Lily while she slept, clutching her favorite stuffed rabbit. The math was impossible to ignore. 1 year, security, stability. I called Claire. "I'll do it," I said. "But we set boundaries, of course, and Lily comes first, always." Agreed. 3 weeks later, I was standing beside Claire in a quiet civil ceremony, wearing a borrowed suit and a ring that felt heavier than it should. The press release called it a private union. The tabloids went wild anyway. Moving into Claire's penthouse felt like stepping into someone else's life. Everything was glass, steel, and silence. Lily, however, adapted instantly. "This is huge," she whispered, eyes wide. "Does this mean we're rich?" Claire knelt beside her. "It means we're family," she said softly. Lily smiled. Okay, that was it. No fear, no hesitation. Kids had a way of accepting truths adults. Complicated. The first night, we stood awkwardly in the master bedroom. "I'll take the couch," I said. "No," Claire replied. "That would look strange if the staff noticed." "So the bed?" "Yes." We lay on opposite sides, stiff as mannequins. "This is ridiculous," I muttered. She huffed out a laugh. Agreed. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. We played our roles well, too well. Claire was different at home. Softer. She cooked with Lily, helped with homework, laughed more. In me, I started noticing things I shouldn't have. The way she took her coffee. The way she checked Lily's blanket every night before bed. The way her voice softened when she thought no one was listening. One night, after a long charity event, she kicked off her heels and sighed. "I hate pretending I don't get tired," she admitted. "You don't have to pretend with me," I said. She looked at me then, really looked at me. "That's what scares me." The line blurred after that. A hand brushed in the dark. Lingering glances, shared jokes, until one night, After Lily had fallen asleep between us during a movie, Claire whispered, "Ethan, this isn't fake anymore, is it?" I swallowed. "I don't think it has been for a while." She turned to me, eyes searching. "What happens after the year?" "I don't know," I said honestly. "But I know this, Lily already sees you as family." Claire's breath hitched. "And you, I see you as someone I don't want to lose." Silence. Then she leaned in, resting her forehead against mine. "Neither do I, The truth came out 3 months early. The board found out about the contract. The agreement, everything. They called an emergency meeting. "This marriage is a fraud," her uncle sneered. "Nullify it." Claire stood tall. "It started as one," she admitted. "But it isn't anymore." All eyes turned to me. I took a breath. I didn't marry Claire for money. I married her because she loves my daughter like her own. Because she's kinder than she lets the world see. And because somewhere along the way, she became my wife, for real. The room went quiet. Her uncle scoffed. Convenient speech. Then Lily walked in, holding Claire's hand. "She's my mom," Lily said firmly. "You can't take her away." That was it. The board voted unanimously. The trust remained with Claire. A year later, we renewed our vows. This time, there were no contracts. No pretending, just love. And yes, we still share the bed. Because this time, it's not an act. It's home.